Well, you mentioned Anderson Cooper, and let me tell you a little vignette of a personal encounter
Please
I had
do.
with Anderson Cooper. Back in May of 2006, I think it was May 4th, I happened to be in Atlanta at the same time that then Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld was giving a big speech. And I couldn't find a way to get a ticket, but some enterprising women from The World Can't Wait got me a ticket. And so I went and I asked him some questions, and I knew that he would either have to lie or admit that he had made up this business about weapons of mass destruction. You can see it's still getting a lot of hits on YouTube. Just put Ray McGovern, Donald Rumsfeld, and you'll see it. So after it was over, we had this 4-minute mini debate, and best part about it, of course, was that it was about noontime, and so the TV stations had a chance to look into it and run it that night, and nothing else happened in the whole world that day. So I was really in luck. Okay, it was live on CNN and C-SPAN, so they couldn't avoid it. Okay, so I'm walking out of the auditorium, and I have my cell phone, and I get a call. Hello, Mr. McGovern. Yes, this is Anderson Cooper. Oh, hi, Anderson. You're making quite a stir down here in Atlanta. Well, I'd like to have you on my show tonight, but I want to ask you a question first. I said, sure, ask me anything. Weren't you how do I say this? Weren't you afraid? No, I was sort of in shell shock still, given what had just happened. So I said, well, that's a normal question. I know, Anderson, I've been briefing secretaries of defense and even presidents for a while, and then I said, wait a second. This is the pretty face on CNN. This is the heir to the Vanderbilt fortune.
Yep.
He's not going to be out in the streets of Atlanta with his hat out, and he's asking me, wasn't I afraid? So I decided I had a little fun there, and I said, Anderson, look, let me be completely honest with you. It was a real high. It was a real high, I'd done my homework. I knew if I asked him these questions, he'd have to dissimulate or own up to the fact that he's a liar. You might want to try that sometime, Anderson. You might want to just do your homework, ask him a real question. You'll find it's a real high. Well, that's very well and good, Mr. McGovern. I'll have my people call your people. No, Anderson, don't have your people call my people. What do you mean? I don't have any people. just give him this number and just call me, Coach, call me back. So, I go on his program that night, and he unabashedly starts by saying, why aren't you afraid? Now, I don't get it. Afraid to ask the Secretary of Defense a real question? I mean, he really thought that was beyond the pale.
This is a journalist.
Yeah, so
this is a journalist.
So, that's my little story about Anderson Cooper. Now, it's really sad because as far as the mainstream is concerned, the corporate and what I call the establishment media, to have a job like that, you have to be that way. You have to be afraid. And the thing about Anderson that really struck me was that he doesn't have to be afraid. He's a millionaire, for God's sake, He could tell it like it is, but he can't.